Yes, sir.
Introduction of this 100 dresses. The Polish Americans community in the United States. The background of the story is that there is a Polish girl. The first Polish immigrants arrived in America in 1608, but the largest wave of Polish immigrants occurred in the early 20th century when more than 1 million Poles migrated to the United States. Poles, that is, a Polish people who started migrating from different countries to United States. The Polish state did not exist at that time, and the immigrants were identified according to their country of origin rather than to ethnicity. Those who are coming from different Germany, Russia, different countries, they were known as German Poles, Russian Poles, not known according to their caste. They were not known because of casteism. There was no any casteism. They were known because of their origin of their country. German Poles, Russian Poles, or Austrian Poles. One of the most notable Polish American communities in Chicago and its suburb. So Chicago is sometimes called the second largest Polish city in the world, next only to Warsaw, that is the capital of Poland. Warsaw was the first topmost city having these Polish people, and the second position was Chicago. Warsaw at the top position and Chicago was the second one. So this was a time when many people they started coming to United States and they settled down. So from different areas, from Germany, from Russia, from different regions, they came and they started living together. So this is the background that there is a Polish girl. So that family also came to one city, and this family is having 2 children, and both the children they are admitted to one school. In that school, most of the children were American, but some were there, and 2 characters are there in our story. They belong to Polish community. Because of their different name, because they belong to different area, they belong to different country, different region, that is why their name, they were also different. And because of that, they were teased in the class. Now I want one of you to read this. Start reading from one by one. Ananda, start.
This morning, Wanda Petronski was not in her seat, but nobody, not even Freddy or Mary, the girl who started all the fun, movies were upset. Usually, Wanda sat in the seat next to the last seat, in the last room 13. She sat in the corner of the room where the rough boys who did not make good marks sat, the corner of the room of the last church when any was said, and most mud and dirt on the floor. Wanda did not sit there because she was rough and noisy. On the contrary, she was very quiet and rarely said anything to at all, and nobody had ever heard her laugh and loud. Sometimes she dressed her mouth into a crooked sort of smile, but had worked all. Nobody knew exactly why Wanda sat in the seat, unless it was because she came all the way from Boggy's house, and her feet were usually caked with dry mud, but no one really thought much about Wanda Petronski. Once she sat in the corner of the room. The time when they thought about Wanda was outside of the school hours, at noon time when they were coming back to school, or in the morning early before school began, and groups of 2 or 3 or even more would be talking and laughing on their way to the schoolyard. Then sometimes they waited for one night to have fun with her.
Sit down. Now there is a room, and that is room number 13. In that room number 13 there is one girl who is a Polish girl, and the name of the girl is Wanda Petronsky. Now in the same room there are two other girls. One is
Peggy.
another is
Madeline.
Madeline. Peggy or Madeline. These two girls are also there. Now Wanda Petronsky, she comes and she used to sit in the last row at the last bench of that room, last corner of the room. The reason nobody knew exactly, because in the last bench or in the last row, the boys who used to sit there, they were so noisy, they were so rough in their behavior, they were not having manners. They used to sit in the classroom only to pass their time. They used to howl in the classroom. So these rough boys used to sit at the last bench, and in the last row Wanda Petronsky also used to sit. Reason exactly did not know, nobody knew exactly, but it was not because she was also a noisy girl. It was not because she was also a rough girl, but maybe because she used to come from a particular area. What is the name of that area? Bogging Heights. When she comes from Bogging Heights, her feet usually caked with mud. Her feet remains very dirty. So she comes and sit at the last row. From the last door she enters, and she sits there in the last corner. And then she sits very silently comparatively other boys and girls who used to sit there in the last row. She never created any kind of problem. She never made any noise. Now these two girls, Maddie and Peggy, they were also in the same class, and they started making fun of Wanda Petronsky. They started making fun of Wanda Petronsky, not in a funny manner. They enjoyed in the company of Wanda Petronsky. Now, it was not in the school only or in the school premises, but usually they waited just out of the school campus. They waited at the corner of that street, and then they made fun. They enjoyed in the company of Wanda Petronsky, and then they enter in the school. Usually in the school they do not, in the classroom they never created any kind of problem for Wanda Petronsky, but usually they used to make fun out of the school only. Yes, next one.
The next day, Tuesday, Wanda was not in school either, and nobody noticed her absence. But on Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie, who sat down in front with other children who got good marks and who didn't track in a whole lot of mud, did notice that Wanda wasn't there. Peggy was the most popular girl in school. She was pretty, she had many pretty clothes, and her hair was curly. Maddie was her closest friend. The reason Peggy and Maddie noticed Wanda's absence was because Wanda had made them late to school. They had waited for Wanda to have some fun with her, and she just hadn't come. They often waited for Wanda Petronsky to have fun with her.
So done. So Monday Wanda Petronsky was not in the classroom, but nobody noticed. Nobody noticed her absence in the classroom. Next day on Tuesday, Pavitra, come and sit here on first bench. Without books, sit. Bring your copy. Now this Monday she was absent. Tuesday also she did not come. Tuesday also Wanda Petronsky did not come to classroom. But nobody noticed. Everybody was busy in their own work. They did not, even these two girls, Peggy and Maddie, they also did not notice. Peggy is the most popular girl in the classroom because of her. Why was she popular? Because she was pretty.
She had many pretty clothes.
Because of curly hair, These are the reasons. Because of that, Peggy was very popular in the classroom. Maddie was not that much popular, but Maddie always remained with Peggy. Peggy was, she belonged to a rich family, we can say. She was having nice dress. She has curly hair. She was very pretty. And there are some other reasons that she was also very good in study. She was also very good in drawing. So because of these reasons, she was a popular girl, most popular girl in the classroom. Now, they wanted to wait for Wanda Papronsky to have some fun, and that day they noticed that Wanda Papronsky was not there. Because of Wanda Papronsky only, they became late in entering in the school. Yes, next one.
Wanda Papronsky, most of the children in group 13 didn't have names like this. They had names easy to say like Thomas, Smith, or Allen. There was one boy named Burns, Billy Burns, and people thought that was funny but not funny. In the same way, the Papronsky was. Wanda didn't have any friends. She came to school alone and went home alone. She always wore a faded blue dress that didn't hang right. It was clean, but it looked as though it had never been ironed properly. She didn't have any friends, but a lot of girls talked to her. Sometimes they surrounded her in the schoolyard as she stood watching the little girls play hopscotch on one hard ground. Wanda Peggy.
Sit down. Now these so many other children were also there in the classroom. Other students were there. They were also having some funny name, but their names were not that much funny as Wanda Papronsky's name. Wanda Papronsky was, it seemed more funny for children. That is why they found this girl very different from other students in the classroom. These girls who were studying in Wanda Papronsky's class, they were not actually friend of Wanda. There are so many other girls in the classroom, but they were not friend of Wanda Papronsky. Even then, they used to talk to Wanda Papronsky. Why? Just only have fun, to make fun of Wanda Papronsky. Some girls, they were playing their different games. They used to play their different games, and they talked to Wanda Papronsky, though they were not friend of Wanda Papronsky. Next.
Wanda, Peggy will say in most courteous manner as though she were talking to Miss Mason. Wanda, she didn't say, leaving one of her friends on lunch. Tell us, how many dresses did you say you had hanging up in your closet?
Now this is the one reason, this is the one way how they used to make fun. Every day Wanda used to come to school in a similar dress, in the same dress. That is a blue color dress, faded dress, which was old one, which looked worn out, but it was neat and clean. It was not dirty one. Only that this dress was not ironed properly. So she used to come in that dress only, but Peggy used to ask one question to Wanda Papronsky, and that is, then how many dresses do you have? Now this, when Peggy used to ask this question to Wanda Papronsky, then she used to be very courteous. Courteous is a full of respect. The manner of asking this question to Wanda Papronsky, it was full of respect. She never disrespected or she never insulted in the way how she asked this question to Wanda Papronsky. She was very courteous, as if she was courteous to Miss Mason. Miss Mason. Who is this Miss Mason?
Class teacher.
Their class teacher. So as Peggy used to talk to Miss Mason, in the same way with full respect she used to talk to Wanda Papronsky. Then she asked this question, and when she asked this question to Wanda Papronsky, then she used to give a nudge to her friends. Nudging is pushing, giving a push with her elbow. What is the reason? To tease whom? No. She is giving this nudge to her friends, other girls. What is the reason?
So that they would exclaim in a funny way.
That they also express their fun. They also express in a very funny manner. To involve other girls also, to involve her friend also in the fun. So she wants everybody that everybody should pay attention to this, what she is going to ask to Wanda Petrosky. Yes, continue.
100. Wanda will say. 100. Exclaimed with all the little girls
Incredulously.
And the little ones would stop playing hopscotch and listen. Yeah, 100 all lined up, said Wanda. Then her thin lips drew together in silence. What are they like? All silk, I bet, said Peggy. Yeah, all silk, all colors. Velvet too. Yeah, velvet too. 100 dresses. Wonderful ribbons totally, all lined up in my closet. They didn't let her go, and then before she did gone very far, they couldn't help bursting into shrieks and peals of laughter. 100 dress, obviously. The only dress Wanda had was the blue one she wore every day. So why did she say she had 100? What a story. How many shoes did you say you had? 60 pairs, all lined up in my closet. Cries of exaggerated politeness greeted this, all alike. Oh no, every pair is different, all colors, all lined up.
So when she asked about the different dresses, then Wanda used to give answer that I have 100 dresses. Nobody believed on this answer because this girl used to come only in one similar dress. If suppose she has 100 dresses, why don't she wear different dresses on different days? So they took Wanda Petrosky as a liar, that she actually does not have these dresses, but she simply says lie. But nobody used to laugh in front of Wanda Petrosky. Now when they ask this question, how many dresses do you have? She says 100 dresses, all alike. No, I have different dresses. Velvet also, different types, different kinds of dresses I have. There are different designs and there are different patterns of my dresses. Then they ask about the shoes also, that how many shoes do you have? Pair of shoes. Then she says 60 pairs. 60. So 100 dresses and 60 pairs. All alike, they used to ask with politeness. And she says no, all are not alike, but they all are different. And when Wanda Petrosky leaves that place, then after some time they all start laughing. They could not control their laugh, and they burst into shriek of laughter. That all these girls, they started laughing together, not in front of Wanda Petrosky, but when she leaves. And they thought that this Wanda Petrosky is a liar. She actually does not have 100 dresses or 60 pairs of shoes. That is why they laughed.
Maggie, who had thought up this game, and Maddie, has inseparable friend, were always the last to leave. Finally, Wanda would move up the street, her eyes dull and her mouth closed, hitching her left shoulder every now and then in a funny way she had. Finishing the walk to school alone. Peggy was not really cruel. She protected small children from bullies, and she cried for hours if she saw an animal mistreated. If anybody had said to her, "Don't you think that is a cruel way to treat Wanda?" she would have been very surprised. Cruel? Why did the girl say she had 100 dresses? Anybody could tell that that was a lie. Why did she want to lie? And she wasn't just an ordinary person. Else, why did she have a name like that? Anyway, they never made her cry.
So now this Wanda Petrosky, she is having a different name. She used to say a lie, and when she walks, then she used to give a hitching her shoulder. Her way of walking is, while walking, hitching is a giving a jerk to shoulder. Okay, it goes up and down. That is a way of walking. So this way of walking is also one part of Wanda's character, and because of that it involves the overall fun. Now Wanda Petronsky, this Peggy, she has her close friend, and that is Maddie. Maddie always remained with Peggy, but she never involved herself in making fun of Wanda Petronsky. She remained with Peggy. So why did she not stop Peggy from making fun of Wanda Petronsky? That is another question. Peggy, if we talk about Peggy, that Peggy is not by heart a cruel girl. She is not by heart a very ill-mannered girl. Because so many examples are there that when the young students in the class or in the school, if they were teased by somebody, then this Peggy always stood with those girls, those who are teased, those young students. If young students were teased by the seniors one, then always Peggy was the first one who protected these young students. If suppose she saw any animal also mistreated, then she also cried a lot. And that shows that Peggy was having a soft heart. Even then she used to make fun of Wanda Petronsky. And the reason we all know very well. So when they ask Peggy that this is your cruel behavior towards Wanda Petronsky, then she says that it's not a cruel. How can you say that I am very cruel to Wanda Petronsky? Because Wanda Petronsky herself is a liar. She is a liar. She says 100 dresses she has, but it is not possible. That is why she used to make fun.
As for Maggie, this business of asking Wanda every day how many dresses and how many hats, how many this and that, she was bothering her. Maggie was poor herself. She usually wore somebody's hand-me-down clothes. Thank goodness, she didn't live up on a boogie's height or had a funny name. Sometimes.
Now this is the reason. This is the answer to that question, that why Maddie did not object. Maddie did not object. Maddie did not stop Peggy from making fun, because she was a poor girl. She belongs to a poor family, and she used to wear the clothes with these rich people. They used to throw given clothes. She depended on the clothes of Peggy. Then she did not have that much daring that she could go and object the behavior of Peggy. So she belonged to a poor family. She depended on the clothes given by Peggy and such type of girls. And another thing is that she did not have that much daring to go and object Peggy, because she belongs to a rich family. Peggy belongs to a rich family.
Sometimes when Peggy was asking Wanda those questions in that mocking polite voice, Maggie felt embarrassed and studied the marbles in the palm of her hand, rolling them around and saying nothing herself. Not that she felt sorry for Wanda exactly. She would never have paid any attention to Wanda if Peggy had not invented the dresses game. But suppose Peggy and all the others started it in on her next. She wasn't as poor as Wanda, perhaps, but she was poor, of course. She would have more sense than to say she had 100 dresses. Still, she would not like for them to begin on her. She wished Peggy would stop teasing Wanda Petronsky.
Now she had a fear also that suppose if she objects, if she tries to stop Peggy from making fun of, then maybe that everybody's attention will fall on Maddie. And they would think that yes, this is also another girl who comes in similar dress or worn out dress. She also having this kind of fear that that torture, that fun may be turned to me. If suppose they stop teasing Wanda Petronsky and if suppose they start teasing me, then what would happen? That was a fear in the mind of Maddie. That is why she never objected. She always stood with Peggy, but when Peggy used to make fun of Wanda Petronsky, she diverted her attention from that fun. For example, if she has some marbles in her hand, then she started rolling those marbles in her hand. In this way, she diverted her mind and she convinced herself that she is not involved in that fun. She tries to convince herself that she is not involved, though she stood there, but she was not involved in that fun. Yes, next.
Today, even though they had been late to school, Maddie was glad she had not had to make fun of Wanda. She worked her arithmetic problems absent-mindedly. 8 times 8, let's see. She wished she had the nerve to write Peggy a note, because she knew she never would have the courage to speak right out to Peggy. To say, "Hi Peg, let's stop asking Wanda how many dresses she has." When she finished her arithmetic, she did start a note to Peggy. Suddenly she paused and shuddered. She pictured herself in the schoolyard, a new target for Peggy and the girls.
Now that day Wanda Petronsky did not come to school and she did not become the target of Peggy. And because of this, Maddie was a little bit happy. Maddie was happy that at least Wanda Petronsky could not be teased today because she was absent. When they went to the classroom, they were busy in their work. Maddie was also busy in doing some arithmetic problem. And while doing that work, she was thinking about making a note for Peggy. That she should write a note to Peggy because she did not have that much daring to say directly to Peggy, to object, to try to convince her that you should not stop, you should not tease Wanda Petronsky. That is why she started thinking, writing a note to Peggy. And at least I can write to Peggy that you stop teasing Wanda Petronsky. But suddenly a fear, a kind of fear, it crept into her heart and she stopped writing. And what was that fear? That she pictured, she saw the image that she herself was standing there in the ground and the girls are around her. They surrounded Maddie and Peggy is asking some questions to Maddie. She pictured that image.
Peggy might ask her where she got the dress that she had on, and Maddie would have to say it was one of Peggy's old ones that Maddie's mother had tried to disguise with new trimmings, so no one in room 13 would recognize it.
Sit down. Now she was picturing that this Peggy would ask this question that from where did you get this dress? And Maddie would have to reply that I got this dress from Peggy's mother. That Peggy's mother only gave me this dress. Because Peggy does not wear. And my mother has brought some change in the dress. She has trimmed it with some kind of design, so that it should not be recognized that this is the dress which was worn by Peggy sometimes. And now Maddie is wearing. She is thinking, and because of that fear, she could not complete her note. She thought that these girls, they would start teasing Maddie.
if only Peggy would decide of her about to stop having fun with Wanda. Oh well, Maddie ran her hand through her short blonde hair as though to push the uncomfortable thoughts away. What difference did it make? Slowly, Maddie tore into bits the note she had started. She was Peggy's best friend, and Peggy was the best liked girl in the whole room. Peggy could not possibly do anything that was really wrong. She thought.
Sit down. Now finally, this Maddie, she tore off the note. She did not complete the note. She did not have that much daring to hand it over to Peggy. And she was thinking that if Peggy suppose stop teasing Wanda Petronsky herself by her own, she should stop teasing Wanda Petronsky. Now these thoughts, when they were coming to Maddie's mind, then she put her hand in her blonde hair to remove, as if to remove those thoughts away from her mind. Because those thoughts were coming that I should write a note, I should write this note and give to Peggy. These thoughts, when they started coming through Maddie's mind, then she moved her hand on her hair to remove those thoughts. And then she started believing that Peggy is a very popular girl in the classroom. Peggy is very pretty one. She is having curly hair. Because of all these reasons, she is very, very much popular. And that is why she cannot do anything wrong. Because she is very popular, because she has to be responsible towards others. That is why she cannot do anything wrong. So she is trying to make herself, she is trying to blame herself that I am wrong, that I am thinking about Peggy, that Peggy is doing something wrong. But Peggy cannot be a wrong girl.
As for Wanda, she was just some girl who lived up on Boggins Heights and she was alone in the school yard. She scarcely ever said anything to anybody. The only time she talked was in the school yard about 100 dresses. Maddie remembered her telling about one of her dresses, pale blue with colored trimmings, and she remembered another that was brilliant, jungle green with a red shade. You did look like a Christmas tree in that, the girl had said in pretended English.
Now Wanda never said anything. Wanda never spoke anything in the classroom. The time when she spoke is only when Peggy used to ask questions. When Peggy asked the question, then Wanda used to give reply. And one day she described the two dresses, that I have one dress which is of blue color, one dress which is of blue color, and another one is a brilliant jungle green with a red stripe. These two type of dresses I have. Then Peggy commented on this, that in red color, green and red color dress, you would look like a Christmas tree. And that also Wanda Petronsky did not take it as a fun. She did not realize that Peggy is making fun of Wanda Petronsky, because Peggy was talking all these things in a very, very respectable manner, not in a joking manner. So Wanda Petronsky never felt as if she is teased, because of the manner how Peggy used to ask the question. Okay. Tomorrow we'll finish it. Okay, let's remember those who have not read. Okay, tomorrow you will have to read. Today? Which one?